sons! Hello, today is a beautiful cold day, and now that we're looking at the end of the year, I'm looking forward to 2019. Now, I have to admit, I'm burning about 80% of my energy for the day in this, little video. Why? Because, something, you gotta try to present your war face. Why do I have a war face? Well, let me tell you. There was this time I was a child in this little town called Massapequa Park, which was an incorporated village inside the city of the town of Massapequa on Long Island. And most people will never be able to spell Massapequa, so if they can find it on a map, I'd be impressed. Of course, there are a lot of places that if you can find it on a map, I'd be impressed. But that aside, I started young. I grew up on Long Island. Okay, I served in the Navy. I've lost many a friend, and that's not a kidding matter. But the only way I can really cope with it is through humor. So, and as they say on the Redneck Medical Dictionary, a tumor is what you get after last call. Tumor. So we're gonna go down a little rabbit hole that is Michael Conway. Now, why should you care? Well, because I am the illumANark, and you are a member of the illumANarchy. The illumANarchy is made up of mainly two kinds of people. Okay? Good-hearted in general, but they're luminaries and Mysterians. The luminaries shine forth their light to make the world a better place for their passing. They're the kind of people who help out when other people may step over a problem or step around a problem. Some people try to help out, get involved. Then there are Mysterians. They drag those mysteries out into the light so we can all work on them together. Now, as a good friend of mine, Brian Chambers, as he would put it, we is stronger than I. That's why I don't capitalize the I in illumANarchy, because I am not important as the whole, the group, the complexity of the organization. Now, why is it important? Well, I have PTSD, okay? And several other mental health problems that came from abuse as a child and whatnot. I've endured a great deal, okay? Abuse and neglect as a child, rampant beatings. I had gotten into more fights than I know how to count. And I always tried to do the right thing. I always, some may say I have the white knight syndrome, okay? It's more like paladin syndrome. I have to do what's right because it's right. Because it's the thing that must be done. Problem is, I'm now battling congestive heart failure, and I'm constantly on oxygen now. Even when I try to play off of oxygen, it doesn't last long before I start getting headaches from oxygen deprivation. I have no... To put it in Spanish, I have no va. I have no go. I have no push. Why? Because I'm dying. I mean, they give me a couple of weeks, but something? I'll see them in a year or two. It's, I may not be as good as I am today, but I'll be around because I know obstinate. I know obstinate like few other people do. And it's what gives me the power to overcome the adversity in my life. The problem is some adversity cannot be overcome alone, which is the point in the illumANarchy. If the I is not as important as the we, the group working together. And I am calling out to all my luminaries and Mysterians, the ones I know as well as the ones I don't know. Okay, and how would I, as the head of an organization, not know people in my organization? Very easily. It's because the organization has less to do with being a group or organization, and it has to do with being a mindset of doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because it's easy, not because it's fun, Not because now it can be easy, it can be fun, it can be exhilarating, but the fact is, I have seen the illumANarchy at work in other people who knew nothing of it. Now, most of those people may have been homeless advocacy, outreach workers, people who are not making tremendous money, but they're trying to help other humans. So, social service people and whatnot, they're part of the illumANarchy. At the same time, Mysterians, those are people who like to search out the mysteries, those hidden, dark mysteries that must be dragged forth into the light. Now, see, as you notice, I have a very, animated way. That's, I guess, the best way to say it. It's very animated. And I will say that one day I had the body of a demigod. Adonis. Back when all of this was upstairs before 4 heart surgeries and 6 strokes and several aneurysms and such. Yeah. After surviving all of that, well, all I've got left is, me. But I used to have the body of a demigod, Adonis. Of course, I also had elbow length hair and 2.5 inches of beard all the way across, and, I was just generally a vision of manliness. Now, I've advanced in my life. I have gone from the body of a demigod to the body of a god. Ganesh, but a body of a god nonetheless. So, anyway, I wish I could explain to you the burdens of my mental health as well. Now, PTSD is an easy, quick, everybody throws that out and it's like, oh, he's got PTSD. Okay? I have PTSD from like 4 to 6 years onward. Sexually abused by a family member in my youth. Beaten and just. I had a bedroom I couldn't even stand up in. Okay? I had to walk around hunched over. Now realize I was 6'10", and I was put in a basement room that had only 3 places in the entire room where I could stand up. It used to be the place that when it was too cold outside, that's where we let the dog go when he had to be taken out and it was too cold to take him out. He was allowed to run around the basement in this one room, and that became my bedroom. So, yeah, my family is a little interesting. My father is dead, but I have a mom and dad that told me that divorcing their daughter was not going to get me out of their lives. And they are fantastic human beings, and they've shown me a lot along the way on how to be a better human being. But the fact is, I believe that we can all reach out to be better human beings. And that's why I want you to be actively involved with the illumANarchy. Because, the 6 angry ferrets in my head are just not entertainment enough. And they want to express themselves, so I try to express them. Oh, goodness. If I bleed a little, it happens from being on oxygen all the time. Anyway, so, I've got this very intensely busy internal world. So, in fact, if you want to throw a diagnosis to it, it's called schizoaffective bipolar type. But that is a box I don't fit really well in. But hey, gotta be where you gotta be, right? So, I do voiceovers, or I used to. I do some radio announcing. And, I used to be a bodyguard and private investigator. I've been a stockbroker. I've been all over the map when it comes to things I've done in my past, things I'm doing in my future. Now, the things I'm doing in my future, I have not yet a grasp on. But the fact is, today, I am here with you. I'm here with you so that you and I can come to an accord. So we can find some semblance of sense between ourselves. That we can expand upon our interesting thoughts. We can maybe expand our world by drawing together instead of dividing and breaking people down. Now, you know something? I joke about it all the time. And, I don't mean to judge. But I do have the hair for it. And, I'm a man of many hats. This fedora, way back here, being one of them. This trilby being another. And the sad part is being a narcoleptic insomniac means that I fall asleep at the drop of a hat, and I have many hats. And I can't stay asleep. Yay! So it doesn't work no matter how I do. And then congestive heart failure just means I have only about 4 hours a day, maybe 5, where I can be productive. And this right now, I am going to drive out as a message. Now, first, I'm going to post it for a couple of friends in a private group, a closed group, and ask for some input. Why am I going to ask for some input? Because they're part of the illumANarchy. They should have some input on where we're going with this. And I ask you to participate by liking, subscribing, commenting. I'll be more than happy to do my best to respond to comments when they're reasonable. I will do my best to, expand our world together. Because, it's like you can break one little branch, you take 6 of those branches and you stick them together. Not so easy to break. That's why the we is important. The collective, the group, and as they mesh together, beautiful things. There's a statement, it's how do you put it? That the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And that's what happens when you get a group meshing together and working for the communal good. And in this case, the communal good of all mankind, I would hope. So, with that being said, I'm going to try to help spread some of my insanity and get to some recording. Yes, we're going to get to some recording. That means recording stuff to put on YouTube, right? Oh, yeah. It's not going to get seen by, it'll get seen by you and a few like you. Unless you share. Hey, if you share, thumbs up. And if you'd like to leave a thumbs up, that's great too. Everything helps. Nothing helps. Okay? Fact is, I'm a small YouTuber. I'm nobody in a little corner of the internet. But yet, at the same time, I believe this idea has room to flourish. Now, what does it do? I fight for the power of overcome. The power of overcome is the core of my being. It's what allowed me to get through a lot of the cruddy crap I had to get through. But, the power of overcome and hashtag overcome is something I speak about tremendously. Because we can adapt to a circumstance, we can improvise solutions, and then we can overcome them. Now, my adapting is learning to leave my trusted projects in other people's hands. Like I said, I'm not doing so hot. but I wasn't. I find it very hard to take my children and turn them over to others. So that's what I'm having to learn. Because when I had a 52-inch chest and a 32-inch waist, I didn't have to depend on others for anything. If I needed to move something, I moved it. If I needed to lift something, I lifted. And as my friends remember, I was able at one point to lift the front end of a Buick Skylark without a jack. All right, I used to be power, unadulterated. Oh, have the mighty have fallen. But at the same time, no, I have not fallen. I'm not a fallen man. I have risen up, and I want you to rise with me. So we can rise up. We can become the tide that rises all ships. Now, if you'd like to participate, you can contact me here in the information that will be put in the doobly-doo, which will include my contact email as well as the social media I'm on, which is Instagram and Facebook for the most part. I do a little Twitter. I really should do more of each of those and less of playing. But unfortunately, I need the game time, even if I don't record it, because it's what keeps me sane. It's what keeps me from... Well, it saved many a life because I haven't had to express myself outside of me. I was able to express dangerous thoughts on digital creatures that didn't exist in the real world. And so I wasn't hurting anyone. And I would save people from, the evil, and I would be the powerful knight that would come in casting, lightning, and which is another reason why I can't be a Jedi. If I was to be a Jedi, I'd actually have to be a Sith. Because there are two powers I need, and it's partially because, force choke, because sometimes you just need to get your point across, and force lightning, because some people just need a zap in the ass. Well, with that, I am out of here and out of my mind. I am Michael Conway, the illumANark of illumANark Podcast Radio. You can find me on Anchor as a podcaster. You can also find me on YouTube, and, well, this should be either on YouTube and Facebook, and probably my blog page and a few other things. But we will see where we go when the angry ferrets go chasing off after another idea. With that being said, I'm out of here, and I want to say peace out to you today, peace out to you tomorrow, peace out to you always, and as always, peace out.